First of all, sorry for my English that is bad and bit rusty. Okay, I'm the president of the scientific committee of Rete MMT Italia. That is an association of activists. We are presented in 2 nations now, in Italy and in Spain, and spread MMT concepts into unions, media, and universities, and so on. This paper points out some reflections about full employment and price stability, as designed by Warren Mosler in his paper about 20 years ago. So, like in a movie of Woody Allen, Warren, feel free to tell me that I didn't know anything about your work. Okay, the first point, savings not offset cause unemployment in monetary economy. Savings are normal in a monetized economy, and the net financial assets by the monopolies can accommodate savings and allow full employment in every moment. And selling at a fixed price, currency in exchange for hours of work, as much as customers desire. Customers are unemployed. Okay. Full employment, we see full employment as a primary target for ethical reasons and as anchor of price stability. Okay. What are the main points? It relies on public deficits and creation of net financial assets, okay, that are function of full employment. That is, the state targets the full employment and then create the necessary net financial assets. It's oriented to public purpose and doesn't involve, it should not involve significant increase in consumption of not renewable resources. Okay. And this is important. A program of full employment must be structured with the universal access. That is, all people able to work and looking for a job should access to the program. We can see in the structure of the framework of full employment and price stability similar points to the condition where a monopolist supplier of public services has got the duty to guarantee a minimum standard of the supply good at a fixed price. We can see this in water, electricity, gas managed under public authorities. Okay. In the MMT world and post-Keynesian world, we have several definitions of what is full employment. There is a range between a high-level, optimal full employment, that is all those needing to work to attain a socially normal, long-run consumption expectations, are able to get a job, providing them with enough income, either from the private sector under normal conditions or from the state. This is a high level of full employment. But there is, we said, a range, and full employment in full employment and price stability shows a scheme with a minimum wage labor standard that is a lower level, but above the misery minimum wage. So this is the proposal, and it's intended for generic unskilled workforce. And MMT activists should be honest with people. That is, full employment in this proposal is not the job of your dreams. Okay, it's generic unskilled job for public purposes. And it could result in underemployment respect to individual specific competencies of unemployed people. Okay. We have the set case in the Eurozone and Italy. The Euro system is rooted in austerity. The European Central Bank can't offset directly savings and doesn't guarantee officially government deficits. Okay, savings not offset cause unemployment. The system could be technically arranged, but at the moment it's a robot. It's an automaton out of political discussion. Okay, it's structured onto export meetings. The Euro system, and it's doing its job. What if a state, for example, Italy, exited from the Euro system? Italy faces a grave problem. That is, these are 3 articles of the Italian constitutional law. The first article states that the Italian Republic is founded on work, and workers have the right to a decent living wage. This is the first article of our constitutional law. The Italy guarantees and supports savings. And the third point from 5 years ago, Italy targets a balanced budget. That is foolish. Okay. So we have this situation in Italy, where at least one of them must be killed. Okay. They cannot live at the same moment, all of them. Some reflection about past and actual alternative tools. We have had unemployment even in phases of economic growth in Italy, and it has been used as a disciplinary tool, as normally we see everywhere in the world. The alternative tools has been fiscal relaxations, official and not official, to stimulate business sectors involving high private debt and high use of unskilled workers, typically the building sector. Okay. Solution that we called INDI, that is the contrary of not in my back years. That is regions with high unemployment and weak environmental systems accept highly polluting enterprises with low ecological standards in order to attract enterprises and high people. Okay. And the last, unconventional monetary policies like quantitative easing. In all of these tools, full employment is a collateral effect. It's not the main target. And we see that we have public deficits oriented to stimulate private deficits for private purposes. And an increase in consumption of not renewable resources. This is the situation of the building sector in Europe. We can say that there is no growing, no significant growing in the sector, and all these tools have hidden costs. For example, costs from facilitations in building sector lead to easy building licenses in areas with high hydrogeological risks, and in a second moment, the damages from houses that have been built in weak environmental areas. The syndrome, please in my backyard, you can see here the translation. This is an enterprise that made damages to the environment, and there was we are 6 years ago between the need of employment for the region and the damages made by the company. Okay. 5 minutes. Third point, in depressed areas, criminal organizations play a sort of local monopolist role in the local money supply chain, selling currency at high price in exchange for hours of work sold by the unemployed buffer stock. Okay, I don't talk about quantitative easing because all of us, I think, know that it's not a tool targeting full employment. We propose here a comparison scheme between the three proposals: fiscal tolerance, quantitative easing, and the employer of last resort proposal. The employer of last resort proposal is rational for the state. So why does not the state apply the employer of last resort proposal? Because, as the Nobel Prize Ernest Simon underlined, the state and every organization is not rational. Every organization, every big organization, is a field of battle, okay, between different groups. So unemployment is rational for the group that controls the state. Currently, exporters are in charge. Governments, economy, media, so unemployment is rational for this group. And the full employment is the perpetual political issue that Kaleski underlined. The paradox is that unemployment of last resort role played by the state would remove class conflict in monopoly space and would make stronger the working class, but cannot be introduced if the working class is not politically strong enough. Two opposite risks about transitional job plans. In case of low workers replacement rate, transitional jobs could become permanent job, masking an endemic underemployment for disadvantaged groups and disadvantaged regions, cities, and so on. And the second, it is hopefully, high workers replacement rate requires an high effort to plan and structure work programs organizatively simple and compatible with the fast replacement of the involved workers. Okay. High organizative know-how and complexity should be excluded. By the way, first of all, the state should act as the director Sergio Leone, where full employment wins the triangle, kills balanced budget, and orders government deficit to dig a hole as deep as necessary to find the treasury. Today, government digs like a straw, so it's quite simple. As long as the state has got the loaded gun. Okay. Thank you.